The cat that was used for the experiment had to be cut open and have a power pack placed inside its abdomen. Wires were run up to its ear, to its cochlea.
Ever wonder how far governments might go to keep secrets buried? Some of the world's most powerful authorities have launched bizarre, spine-chilling programs, from mind control experiments to hidden weapon projects, all shrouded in mystery. Today, we'll uncover the real story behind these classified operations that challenge everything we thought we knew. One of the most infamous and controversial CIA programs, Mach Ultra, was a mind control experiment that aimed to explore how drugs, hypnosis, and sensory deprivation could influence human behavior. At the height of the Cold War, the CIA believed that manipulating a person's mind could be the key to new intelligence tactics, but the means were disturbing. Research dosed subjects with high amounts of LSD, often without their knowledge or consent, hoping to induce memory loss or mental disorientation. Mach Ultra wasn't just a small test. It was spread across 80 institutions, including hospitals and universities. After its exposure in the 1970s, the program left the public horrified by the lengths the government would go in the name of espionage. How many other hidden projects could be lurking with such a level of disregard for human rights? If you have ever been fascinated by UFOs, you might have heard of Project Blue Book. This program, run by the US Air Force, was tasked with investigating over 12,000 reported sightings of unidentified flying objects. It wasn't just about debunking myths. Some of these sightings couldn't be fully explained, fueling decades of conspiracy theories about extraterrestrial encounters. While the project eventually concluded that most sightings were due to natural phenomena, the unexplained cases and the government's cautious handling of them only added fuel to the fire. Could the government be hiding what they truly discovered out there? After World War II, the US government secretly recruited over 1,600 German scientists, many of whom worked with the Nazi regime to work on America's rocket and space programs. Known as Operation Paperclip, this program brought individuals like Wernher von Braun to the US, where they contributed to technological advances, including the space race. But the decision was morally complex. Should scientists associated with war crimes be welcomed as heroes for the sake of progress? While Operation Paperclip advanced the US in the Cold War era, it remained a haunting example of moral compromise in the name of science. Despite its cheerful name, Project Sunshine delved into some deeply disturbing territory. The US Atomic Energy Commission secretly studied the effects of radioactive fallout on humans, specifically children and infants. But the human samples were often taken from deceased individuals without family consent, raising ethical alarms. Families were shocked to learn that body parts of their loved ones were used in radioactive research without their knowledge. The project exposed how the pursuit of scientific knowledge sometimes crossed boundaries, leaving the public distrustful of government intentions. What other secret studies might have similarly blurred ethical lines? In a bizarre attempt to use animals for espionage, the CIA developed Acoustic Kitty, a project that involved surgically implanting a microphone, battery, and transmitter into a cat. The idea was to train the cat to eavesdrop on Soviet officials by wandering close to them. However, the experiment was an immediate failure. The cat didn't cooperate and even tragically died during its first mission. The public reaction to Acoustic Kitty's disclosure ranged from outrage to disbelief, making it one of the strangest examples of Cold War espionage. Could this just be the tip of the iceberg when it comes to bizarre spy tactics? Operation Northwoods stands out as one of the most unsettling proposals in US history. Crafted by the Department of Defense in the early 1960s, this plan suggested faking attacks on American soil as a way to gain public support for an invasion of Cuba. The proposal outlined shocking tactics like sabotaging planes and ships and even staging fake terrorist attacks, all to create a scenario where the public would rally behind military action. While the plan was never carried out, it was reviewed and approved by high-ranking officials, which is chilling in of itself. Just knowing that the top government figures seriously consider such a deceitful strategy opened a disturbing window into the potential for manipulation at the highest levels. When Operation Northwoods was eventually revealed, it sparked outrage, serving as a stark reminder of how the truth could be twisted and how far some officials might go to achieve political objectives, regardless of the ethical cost. In the heated atmosphere of the 1960s, as anti-war protests and civil rights movements gained momentum, the CIA launched a secret operation called Operation Chaos. This covert mission aimed to infiltrate and monitor activist groups across the US, hoping to identify any foreign influence within these movements. But Operation Chaos didn't stop at tracking possible foreign agents. Instead, the CIA expanded its scope, gathering thousands of dossiers on American citizens, including everyday activists, civil rights leaders, and students. This aggressive surveillance was a direct violation of laws that prohibited the CIA from operating on American soil and spying on its own citizens. The operation quickly blurred the line between national security and personal privacy, leading to an outright invasion of individual freedoms. When the truth of Operation Chaos eventually came to light, it left many Americans questioning the CIA's ethics and true intentions. Could there be similar covert surveillance tactics in use today? Believing in the possibility of psychic powers, the US government conducted research under Project Stargate to see if remote viewing could allow individuals to spy on distant locations without physical presence. This Cold War-era project lasted for over 2 decades with mixed results. While some subjects reported accurate information, the results weren't consistent enough to rely on. Although Stargate was eventually shut down, its existence revealed just how far the government was willing to venture into the unknown. Could such psychic research still quietly be ongoing, though? For 40 years, the US Public Health Service studied untreated syphilis in black men without informing them of their condition or providing proper treatment. The men believed that they were receiving medical care, even as doctors withheld treatment to observe the disease's effect. When the experiment was exposed in 1972, the public reacted with outrage. The scandal forever damaged trust in public health institutions, especially within the black community, and forced the government to reevaluate ethical standards in medical research. During the Cold War, the CIA launched Operation Mockingbird to influence the media by recruiting journalists to publish pro-American or anti-Soviet stories. The agency placed journalists on its payroll to sway public opinion and counter communist narratives. Although it is unclear to what extent this program still affects the media today, it left a lasting impression, demonstrating the power of controlled information. Could this tactic be resurfacing in today's information wars? Under the guise of building a research station in Greenland, the US military launched Project Iceworm, which aimed to build a secret network of tunnels for launching nuclear missiles. The ambitious plan didn't last long, as Greenland's icy landscape proved to be unstable. But the lengths to which the military went, constructing a hidden facility in a hostile environment, remind us of the extreme measures taken during the Cold War's arms race. What other facilities could be hiding in plain sight? As part of a biological warfare experiment, the US Navy sprays San Francisco with a supposedly harmless bacteria to see how it would spread in a populated area. Although the Navy claimed it was harmless, some residents developed serious health issues, and one man died from a related infection. During the Vietnam War, the US carried out Operation Popeye, an attempt to manipulate weather patterns by seeding clouds to increase rainfall over enemy territory, hoping to disrupt operations. This experiment marked one of the earliest attempts to weaponize the environment, sparking international debate on the ethics of such warfare. The eventual ban on weather manipulation for hostile purposes showed how far-reaching the operation's impact was. How much control might governments have over natural forces today? The US Air Force explored designing a circular aircraft, essentially a flying saucer that could outmaneuver enemy bombers. Although the project never came to fruition, it fueled public fascination with UFOs and alien technology. The secrecy surrounding Project 1794 only added to the speculation that governments might be developing exotic technology. What other secret projects could be hiding behind closed doors? In a discriminatory program, the Canadian government attempted to identify homosexuals in the civil service and military, fearing that they could be security risk. A device known as the Fruit Machine was created to measure responses to certain images, targeting gay individuals for dismissal. This program not only violated personal freedoms, but also highlighted how prejudice can infiltrate government operations. Could similar tactics be applied today under different pretexts? These covert operations remind us of the uncomfortable reality that governments have, at times, disregarded ethics, transparency, and public trust. Each of these programs, once exposed, has challenged our understanding of national security, morality, and the limits of governmental power. If you found this dive into secret government programs eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content. And of course, comment down your thoughts.